Hello, hello, hello. It is your boys, the DM podcast. Once again, we didn't do a podcast last week. I was under the weather, but and so much NBA happened. Luckily, we're all good now. We're doing a podcast today. Won't be that long. We'll probably do two this week because there's just so much NBA to talk about. There's so much. The have been pretty good, I would say. Like so far, a lot of the games we had a really close game. I thought Dallas was about to be up 3-1, but OKC they just kept fighting the whole time. So it was really good. But before I continue, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, I gotta ask my co-host, YS, how's everything going?
You already know every day above ground is a good one.
Always, always. Agreed, agreed. Let's talk about the playoffs. We'll go straight to the playoffs because the playoffs have been, I would say they've been pretty good. Like every series has been good. I thought the Cleveland and Boston series was going to be good, and we'll start off with that series first. We'll go Cleveland and Boston. I thought
I,
that series was going to be good, but
you
Donovan
feel like
Mitchell
it's
wasn't
gonna
playing
be
last
good?
night.
Honestly, I think that's the most boring series right now.
It is, yeah. In comparison out of three, yeah, for sure.
But that's just my opinion. Like it's still good basketball, but Boston, like the thing is, like you surprised, they're kind of boring to watch. You know what I mean? Watching the Celtics, like Tatum, like you said, he's not exciting, and I
Yeah,
kind of agree with you. I can kind of agree. Like he's nice, he's smooth, but I agree with that. And Mitchell, if Mitchell don't get out the second round, he's just gonna be just the second round man for his career, you know? I mean, just get the second round no matter what team he's on, right? So I don't know
Boston, the thing
about
is,
this.
Boston, now they're up 3-1, so they're definitely going to win. This is like the easiest road Boston has ever had. Because no matter what, you're facing either the Knicks, who everybody plays 48 minutes, like you're going to out tire them, like it's
It's
clear as
crazy.
day, or you're going to face the Pacers, who are just not ready yet. They're not there
They're
to
still not ready yet. And Tibbs, Tibbs, if you hear this, don't run those guys to the ground.
he's running
You
into
got
the
Hart
ground.
playing like four straight games, 48 minutes. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
he's
There's other guys. You know what I
there's
mean? The only
definitely
guy
other
comes off
guys.
the bench like McBride.
Yeah, like they can play more people. But like, okay, so with the Cleveland one, mind you, they didn't have Donovan Mitchell yesterday, and they like only lost by like what, five or something. So it wasn't that bad. So I was actually I
It
was actually
wasn't
shocked. It wasn't that bad.
because Garland actually went to work. He usually what's his average in the series? 15 points a game in this series. And he got like a 30 last night. I think Mobley 19, Levert 19. Like if they
That's what
could do
makes
that
them
with
not
whatever.
work. Like Donovan
Sorry,
Mitchell
sorry.
and Garland, they don't work. They don't work.
No. The thing is, Garland is seeing Mitchell like you're the alpha. I'm gonna take a step back instead of saying I can get buckets too. Let
Right.
me do my thing. That's
Right.
what Garland needs to say. Like I can do my thing too because he can. Right?
Right. If he was more aggressive and Donovan's aggressive, then they can win games. But you're right. I think Garland looks at Mitchell and says like, okay, you can shoot 24 times and I'll just watch.
Yeah. Like he's really playing that like John Stockton kind of like I'm just looking to dish, dish,
Right.
dish, dish, dish.
Right. He has to be
You know
more
what I mean?
aggressive. I fully agree. He's been aggressive. So he was aggressive this game. It also gave Karis LeVert. I give everyone more ability. So I don't know. Do you see them winning the next game if Donovan Mitchell plays?
If Donovan Mitchell plays
It's in Boston too.
in the Garden, I see it being a close game. I think they're probably being outed still. I
Yeah.
see it being a close game though, if Mitchell
Yeah.
comes back, because they're missing Jared Allen too. So it's like they're missing key guys. So
It seems like Boston's like like we said, the easiest route. They didn't have to face a healthy Philly team. They didn't have to face a healthy Milwaukee. Heck, I truly believe that Jimmy Butler and Terry Rozier on that squad. That's a 7 game series. I'm not
100%,
saying that the Boston's losing, but that's a 7 game series.
100%. I agree 100%. Miami healthy would have been. You just wish anytime the playoffs come around, all the teams are healthy
Yeah,
that are in the playoffs. That's
yeah,
the wish you want, right? But it's unfortunate.
yeah. I think
Injury.
this year we've seen a lot more like injuries in the playoffs. Like we normally don't see this much injuries in the playoffs. We have a lot of stars actually out this playoff, so it's kind of sucky. But yeah, so that series Unless something changes, it's gonna be over by tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's the next game, so we over by tomorrow probably. The next series in the East, the Pacers and the Knicks, which me and you have talked about, probably one of the most exciting series, if not the most exciting series. I'm not gonna lie, I'm clearly on the Pacers side because I'm a Pascal guy. So I'm clearly on the Pacers side. New York is your second team.
You already know I got love for the Knicks. We even got love for the Knicks.
And one thing I like the Knicks because like honestly, they work hard. Like they're every coach's dream. Like they play hard. Like they generally play hard. Like hard. Like and it's good. So what have you seen from this series?
The Knicks and Pacers, to me, it's close series to me. Like it's exciting like the Dallas and OKC. Actually, the other three series is great series. It's just the
Yeah.
Boston and the Cavs but this
We may
series
we
is
may get
different.
3 game 7s. We out of the four
I
games, we may
hope.
get 3 game 7. That'd be
I
nice.
hope. I pray.
Yeah, me
Because this
too.
Pacer Knicks series is going to 7. I love how Pacers are playing in the playoffs. Yes, the shot selection is questionable, but here's the thing. That's their pace. That's how they
Yeah.
play. They're getting after it on defense still. I'm seeing them getting after it on defense, and I'm kind of surprised. Like Pacers were never playing defense, and I'm seeing guys going over screens. You know what I mean? What's his name? Lyskin Highsmith. Or Numbrard. I
Oh,
keep
Nemhard. Nemhard.
Number. He's really having a lot of effort on defense, even though Brunson's cooking him,
Yeah.
right? You need Naismith, I should say. Naismith has been doing an amazing job guarding Brunson. These guys are shooting at a high clip, the Pacers. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I support Pascal. You already know, and I love Halliburton still. You know what I mean? But I like the Knicks. You already know the Knicks. Dante, he's like playing like Clay with better handles. I
Yeah.
don't know. Prime Clay with
Yeah.
better handles. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. They're all
It's like it's
shooting
the
like
third quarter.
they're all shooting such a good percentage. The New York Knicks and like th- teams are losing to this like teams losing to the Knicks the same way. It's Jalen Brunson's running the whole game, and then in the fourth quarter, this man somehow passes it to Hart or OG when he was there, or DiVincenzo, and they're hitting their shots.
They're
Like they don't
hitting.
miss in the clutch.
It's crazy.
Like
Like
that's a good team. And me and you talk on the side all the time. And like I said to you, the one thing I don't like when teams try to do, because I get their overall want to play like, oh, everyone get the ball. Okay, Scully, you get 10 shots. Mike, you get 10 shots. Everyone gets no. Playoff time, give it to your best player and let him just do his job. That's how things are gonna work. I saw that the New York Knicks were down, then they started giving the ball to Halliburton and Pascal. Give the ball to your two best players. Your mismatch is Pascal, just like it was in the series with the Bucks. It's a
yeah,
mismatch now because if OG's not there, you need Precious to have an amazing defensive game to go against Pascal because the size is too much. He's too big for them. He just is. His moveset's too big. What does that do when you're doubling him? Who's open now? Who has like a one-on-one? Halliburton. And Halliburton shooting the three is, especially recently, has been good. He's scoring
very.
28 points or 30 points, and he's literally yelling at DiVincenzo that he can't guard me. They're showing a lot more effort. Like I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Pacers. Now, how today will go, I don't know. They're in the Garden. New York, just the fans are going to be with them. I don't care how tired they are. They're going to compete. So how do you see tonight going?
I see the tonight game 5 tied 2-2. I see the Knicks winning. I see it's going to 7 games. I see it going Knicks, then going back to Indiana, Indiana winning, then New York winning in 7. But I see this being a close competitive game,
Yeah,
right? I see them scoring both over 105 points, right? This game, but it should be a shootout still, right? Look out for Dante to have a bounce back,
yeah,
amazing game,
I agree.
right? So Brunson's gonna do his thing. Brunson's gonna get up 35 above, maybe like, right?
I have a quick question about Brunson because he reminds me so much of like prime Kyle Lowry, but Kyle had DeMar. But
Hmm.
was Brunson currently the way he's playing? Is he better than prime Kyle when he was at the Raptors, or was Kyle better because he was a better facilitator and better at getting everyone the ball? Like, who would you want on your team? And you say you have no other like true second option.
Oh, in that case, no
Yeah.
other true second option. I'm going
Yeah,
Brunson.
yeah. Because Brunson
100%.
doesn't
But
really
if
have a true second option without an OG. Like Hart's his second option. Hart's not really a second option.
Hearts just plays with heart, but heart
Legit.
like the second option on the Knicks right now is Dante,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
which is crazy to me. In
yeah,
the second round, the deep second round of the playoffs, it's Dante,
yeah,
which is crazy.
yeah.
I'm happy for him though. Still, he's balling.
So who would you pick, Kyle or Jalen?
I'm picking with the no number two. I'm picking
No,
Brunson.
Brunson. Me too. I think Brunson's scoring ability. Like I want to pick Kyle, but like I'm thinking Brunson's the shortest man on the court, and he's like navigating all these screens and like he's the way he's pushing the tempo, the way he's finishing at the rim with like he has a nice soft touch. Like I don't think anybody expected this. No one expected this.
Brunson is not even 6 foot. If you really
Yeah.
look at the court, he's not even 6 foot.
Like he's done his thing. He's really stood out. Like he really stood out. I don't think I'm sorry, the Mavs didn't know they had this guy. They didn't know they had this. They didn't know. I'm not sure if he's gonna do this with a Luka. It's hard to do that with a Luka ball dominant. But I agree with you. I was talking to Jamar Hines, um, and his favorite team is the Denver Nuggets. And I was talking to him about the whole every game going seven, every team going seven, every series. And he's a Denver fan's like, no, I don't want every series to go seven. Because I get it. I don't want this Pacers and Knicks to go seven because I don't know if Pacers will win in a game seven. You're telling me Thibodeau in one last game just play hard no defense. You just have that one guy to take over, and who's a like really good at the mid range and all that. And Brunson, I may pick New York, so I kind of want the Pacers to win today, and then go to their home and win there as well. So that's what I'm hoping for, because like I don't know, like, but I hope for a game seven for the fan out of me, but
Yes.
the current Pacers fan that I am, man, I hope it goes. I hope Pacers win in six. I can't deal with the anxiety of the rest, but I think you're right. Knicks win in a close one because the Knicks don't know how to win in a blowout. They only know how to win in a 98 to 94 game back in like 90s ish. So that's a
It's in
good series.
Knicks' favor to close out the series as quick as they can because Tibbs be playing everyone 48 minutes, so it'll give them time to rest, right? Pacers, these guys go, I think 10 deep, nine, yeah, I think 9 deep, 10 deep they go.
What would you do as a coach? Do you go 7 deep or would you go to 10 deep? I'm not sure if I'm a 10 deep guy.
What's best for the team in the playoffs? So see how Pacers can go 8, 9 deep easy. If I could do that, I'd do that. But if I have like a let's say Denver Nuggets roster, I'm going 7 deep.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, if your upper end talent is so high, you go the 7 deep. If your talents after like your two best players is so even, like shout out to TJ McConnell. That guy's been, whew, that man is like he's
Yeah,
so annoying. Like he's a guy that any team would want to have.
of
Like
course.
any team would want to have. That's the type of guy that wins you like a playoff game, which he has.
He's
Like
been playing
and
fucking amazing in the playoffs. Like his on-ball pressure, scoring
yeah.
at times is
And
like,
Toppin has been pretty good too.
yo, the Pacers squad, it's like everyone believes in themselves.
Yeah,
That's why I love
man.
watching them. Like they all
Yeah,
just
that's why this
believe in
series
each
is
other.
good. This series is really good. Two like teams that like are gonna continue competing. I like that. It's good. Okay, so let's move on to the next series. We both think probably go to 7 games. The Boston one's done. Let's go to the Western Conference. We'll talk about the game that happened last night. Dallas was like winning by most of the game, up by like 10 throughout most of the game. I thought the game was done, but OKC kept fighting, kept fighting, kept fighting. I'm like, okay, I hope they make this a competitive game.
Me
LC
too,
ended up winning. They hit the clutch
bruh,
shots.
bruh.
Everyone was doing their thing. Shea being Shea, of course. So I don't know this. What do you see from this series?
Shocked, appalled. Dallas, you're a veteran team. Kid won a ring with the Mavericks.
Yeah,
You have a statue of Dirk
yeah.
out there. And this is how you guys choke? This is how you guys choke? You serious?
Yeah.
You serious?
You're up. They were up. Like I'm like they're gonna win the game. I'm thinking that
No.
the game's done.
They were up between like 8 and 11 points for the whole game.
Yeah.
Between 8, the whole game.
They would be up, all of a sudden they'll get dropped down to 4 points, and then they'll get back up at like 10. Like
Yeah.
they'd be down, or they used to they were every time OKC came close, they're like, no, here's a run, here's a PJ
Yeah.
Washington and one, or a Luka and one, things like that.
Yeah, and there were stretches where they were up 15, which was crazy. And OKC was just looking flat. Dort attempting 10, 11 threes.
Yeah.
Why are you shooting that much threes? You hit 3, anyways, 3 or 4, which is crazy. But like, it was only Shea getting these guys some sort of offense, right? At times, they're like, didn't know what to do. Giddey got the ball at 3-point. I was like, should I shoot? Should I pass? What should I do? Looking around, like,
Giddey doesn't close games. He doesn't close games.
He doesn't. He does, because he can't shoot.
Yeah, he doesn't close games. I think like the both Western Conference, we can both, if we had to put money on it, both series are going to 7 games. They just are. Like, you can't tell me that OKC is going to lose twice, and you can't tell me Dallas is going to lose twice. Like, I just don't believe that.
No. With the talent they have, like Jalen Williams, shit, man, he needs to step up more. He played all right yesterday. He hit some big shots. Big shots.
Yeah.
Shea, but Luka, man, turnovers. Kyrie, PJ, shout out to PJ.
I didn't know he was like, I knew he scored points in Charlotte, but like, who didn't score points in Charlotte? And to me, I didn't know PJ Washington, and I know anybody can truly be a third guy, but he's been a really good third guy. Really good. And Kyrie's been like one of the best players in this whole playoffs, and he's actually been the best player in Dallas throughout this whole playoffs.
I would agree with that. Like, everyone's talking about Luka Magic, the stats went up, but if you look at who is making winning plays, I see Kyrie making more winning plays than Luka. I see Luka dives for the ball, don't get it twisted, but I see Kyrie to the floor first. And I'm like, ooh, I wasn't seeing this before. Kyrie, like, I was seeing this in Kyrie and Brooklyn, right? I was seeing that in Brooklyn, like, this sort of intensity, like he's the extra pass.
Yeah.
Kyrie's the man to just get the ball, okay, Kyrie time. Gets the ball and he's moving quick. Gets it, boom. I'm seeing Kyrie touch pass a couple times. Kyrie touch pass? Seriously?
Yeah. Kyrie's, I think he's played so good throughout the whole series. His efficiency's been good. Luka's efficiency hasn't been great. I think he was 6 of 20 this last game. I think he was 6 of 20. And like, he just hasn't been good. The man even had to go into the podium a few games ago. I'm not sure if it was this series or the other one, to say like, I need to help Kyrie. I'm not helping Kyrie. Like, I'm not helping you. He hasn't been good at all. At all. But yeah, PJ Washington, I didn't know. And like, the thing is, basis off talent, it's very even. The talent's very even on both squads. So I think it's definitely going 7. Do you think it's going 7 for sure?
100%. 100%. It should go 7. I hope it goes 7 and may the best team win.
Because I don't know who the best team is. I don't know who would win. Even in Game 7, like, Luka Magic or Kyrie would have to go crazy. Because Game 7, those two guys can do their thing. Luka can still do his thing. Yeah, Luka was
Dallas had more. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Luka was 6 of 20. I just wanted to say that. And he had 7 turnovers.
Ooh. And I had him on last game to have 5 turnovers. The man only had 4.
That's when you do the opposite, when you try to go like on a negative stat, it goes like higher for them.
Yeah, Luka was under turnovers last game for me and under points, because I thought he was going to score a little bit more points, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I can see OKC winning at home though, than Dallas winning at home. Like, OKC's at home next. I can see OKC winning, and then I don't think OKC is going to beat Dallas in Dallas again. Dallas will win that game, and then the 7th game is up for grabs.
Like, Dallas has, like, to me, coming down to the crunch, I thought Dallas was going to close it out because they have more experience, obviously, but
yeah, but when Luka's going to give you 6 of 20, like, even Kyrie wasn't that good. He was 4 of 11. He had 9 points. Like, Luka had 18. Like, PJ Washington was their best player. See, when that happens, like, you just, like, they didn't show up. Shea showed up.
Kyrie can't score 9. He makes winning plays though. His scoring is
more
go over, go under, right? But he's just been making winning plays, right?
Yeah, more
defensive
impactful plays.
plays, stuff like that, strips, stuff like that.
Let's get to the next series. The team behind me, the Denver Nuggets, beat Minnesota Timberwolves 2 times in Minnesota. And Minnesota beat them in Denver. So it's the opposite effect is happening. The road teams are winning and the home teams aren't. So um how's this series for you? This series, I think when Minnesota was up 2-0, I should say, everyone's like, oh damn, Denver's done.
I didn't say that.
Right.
I
I was you see Stephen A's like, oh, they're getting swept. I think the next person's like, they're getting swept. Come on, man. They're not getting like this is you can't this is but the heart of the champion, these guys are champions. What are you seeing from them?
You know what? I was thinking this could be the same thing that happened with Toronto and Milwaukee. When
Right.
Milwaukee won a 2-0,
Yeah.
and then Toronto just, I was thinking this could happen here,
Yeah.
right? This could end in 6, with Denver just, woo,
Yeah.
right?
Because
Because you're you're going back to Colorado.
but Minnesota won twice in Colorado.
I know, but shit, like now I feel like Denver, we won on the road, but I was hearing some Shaq and Kenny that's like, there's no pressure to win on the road. It's more pressure to win at home. And that's a different something like, you know what? It's a good take. It's a good take. So we'll see, but I could possibly see them 6 games, the next 2. I could see it. I want us to go 7 games. Don't get it twisted. But I could see them going the next 2. Don't be surprised.
I think Denver, because one thing that Denver does too much is that, which ever since like they lost the 2 games, they kind of slowed that down. They have really bad like 1 and 2 quarters. Like everyone just look at the stats of them against the Lakers. The Lakers led longer than Denver led by double, but Denver just always finished the games better, always. So I can see that happening. Like this, I don't believe Minnesota's gonna lose 2 in a row. But like you said, it could be the whole when Milwaukee was up 2-0 on Toronto, you were thinking we are gonna get swept.
Yeah,
Like
we were thinking,
swept.
yeah.
And we didn't get swept. We won, right? So like I don't know, man. This is one of those like I can't wait to see like tonight's game. It's at 10:30, so it's a late game.
Oh, it's a 10:30 game tonight.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
10:30 game. I'm pretty
I'm gonna
sure.
fly off.
So it should be a late game. And then like yeah, because the Knicks is at 8 p.m. and the Nuggets and Timberwolves are at 10:30.
And I hope they
Just
kind of delay that start time to get to like 10:45, 10:50-ish.
I think they do sometimes. Like if the Knicks and Pacers are going longer, they'll extend the other game to be like, oh, we just want everything to be on TNT. We don't want nothing to be missed. So I
OT,
think
baby.
that may
OT.
happen. But if it goes OT, then eventually they just start. They'll probably start at like 10:45 ish. But yeah, like that one should be a good one. That one should be a good one. But I don't know who's
All
gonna win
these,
tonight. I don't know.
all these series are good. Like the least series we already know, but all these series are good.
Yeah, like I don't know if like I just don't know who's gonna win tonight. Like if Minnesota wins tonight, then I won't be shocked if they win at home. Cause like I'm thinking I don't want from Minnesota. They're still the defending champs. They still got Jokic, the MVP, Murray, who's a killer in the playoffs.
They
I,
gave the wrong MVP to. That's
yeah,
enough.
yeah. I don't want to face. I don't want to beat them at home today, and then lose at home to come face them again in the game 7 at home. Because now like there's just too much pressure. Like I gotta. This is the hard game. This game 5 is the hardest game. I gotta win this game.
It's the definitive game, the game 5. Tied
So
2-2.
I gotta
Definitive
win this
game.
game. And they always say the person who wins game 5 is like 60-70% to win the
Yeah,
series.
yeah. It's 70.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like it's like so that's a stat that can happen. But I don't know. I think this one should be good. I think we were both thinking probably going to game 7. We're hoping as basketball fans it goes to game 7. Because if it does, today's Tuesday, right? The next game is Thursday. So the game 7 will be Saturday. I like to hear that. Yeah,
We
game
need to
seven.
have double ups this weekend. We need to have some double headers this weekend. Going
Yeah,
into
because
the
then
long
the
weekend.
Knicks and also would be game 7, and this would be game 7 on a Saturday.
Would there be any games on Monday? Because we're off Monday.
No, because I think the second round probably starts on Tuesday. But it
The
depends.
semis, no, the West Finals and East will be Tuesday.
I think they'll start. They'll start on Tuesday because the way I'm thinking the schedule works, Game 7 it would be for them, but Boston's up 3-1, 4, right, and then they would face the Pacers because the worst is Game 6 is. Oh, am I wrong? No, today's Tuesday, so today's Game 5. Game 6 would be Thursday. Yeah, yeah. So then Game 7 would be Saturday. So it would be the opposite. Then Game 7 for Boston would be Friday
If it were to go to
if
Game
they were to
Seven,
go, which that one's probably not going to Game 7.
that's that series. The other three series are going to 7. I feel high
Six at
chance of
most,
seven.
right? Six at most. It has to go to 6.
Everything is 6 at most right now,
Yeah,
which is respectable,
right, right.
right? But Boston and Caps just have injuries, man.
Yeah, like when I saw that, because I generally thought if Donovan Mitchell was playing, I think they could have won this game, right? I think they could have won. You have to be more physical than Boston. When you're more physical than Boston, and you like limit Derek White, like Derek White is Boston's key.
I know, I
He's their
know.
key guy. Limit him, you're much better. Like you gotta limit that guy. It's funny enough, he's not even their best player, right? He's still got Tatum and Jalen Brown. But you're like, Derek White is the fucking glue that like gets everybody going for some reason.
And Drew is just
Um,
that guy there too. You know, Boston is a squad. They don't have Porzingis right now either.
that's why people don't believe in them because they don't have Porzingis. And he's out until probably the finals.
They're gonna need Porzingis in the East Finals.
In the East finals,
They're gonna need him in the East Finals. Yeah, Porzingis.
who if they go against New York, who's the center? There's no center.
What's Harkness? Oh,
Right? They'll only need him if they have to go against Jokic, Gobert, or Towns.
just Horford could do his thing. Horford could do his thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I don't know, but Boston has such an easy road that like when it becomes too easy, you get to the finals and you're just like, oh, this is competition. Like,
We'll
this is
see.
actually competition,
We'll
right?
see.
So
Because everyone's kind of
I
hating
don't
on
know.
Tatum, like, oh, you know what I mean? He's not gonna go over the hump this time. Like Tatum's only 25, and he's been to the finals and conference finals like 3, 4 times.
Yeah, multiple times. Yeah, he
So
just
like
he deserves more respect. So we don't give him enough
yeah.
respect. Yeah, we don't. But yeah, so I think hopefully we get some Game 7s, some Fridays, some Saturdays, because that would leave Sunday, Monday free. Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna start Tuesday, even though the holiday is our holiday. It's not a state's holiday, but I know they like to start on Tuesday because that's TNT, right? So they'll go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's their TNT days, right? So I think like that's how I can see, especially the Western Conference is gonna go with them, and they're gonna want them to like they want a perfect rest because no matter what, Game 6 for the for this team is still Thursday. They want to give them some time to rest, right? They won't make a Game 1 Saturday. They'll make it like further down. Um, yeah, so it's interesting. What would be the most interesting matchup in the West? I know the East would be Boston versus Boston. New York probably is more interesting if you had to pick a team. But once again, if New York was fully healthy, I would want that. But like a Randall and OG versus Boston, that's a potential 6 game series. That's a potential
Yeah, I
six.
like that. I like New York against Boston. That's old school.
Right.
That's
But in the West, what's the one that you like the most interesting one for you?
in the West, huh? I like, I like OKC, but I feel like I like Dallas. I would like Dallas to win that series, right? And the Nuggets in Minnesota, like Nuggets to repeat, but it'd be kind of nice to see Minnesota and you know what I mean?
Minnesota, Dallas?
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice still.
It'd be different. Minnesota, Dallas. I think somebody said Kendrick Perkins would like cry if it was Jokic versus Luca, because it'd be like the Europeans won, so like the Europeans are up. So we can't let that happen. So even if it's not, it'll be the only American you're really hoping for is Edwards and Tatum, right? Those are the two
Like,
probably you want to be the face.
Edwards to me is exciting to watch, right?
Very exciting.
I rather watch Minnesota play than the Nuggets play, in a sense. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The style of play, right? Like Nuggets win games; they're a good team, but I rather watch Ant Man than Joker and Murray, for
yeah.
example.
Is sometimes it's you know people rather have watched Vince Carter than Tim Duncan. Right? It's just what it is. Tim Duncan won titles. Like sometimes people are just getting more excited about certain guys. But that's our playoff stuff. So I'll move on to the next topic, which is okay. A question I had for you because during this time that we didn't have the pod, a few things happened. Darvin Ham got fired. Frank Vogel got fired. Budenholzer got hired to the Suns for like a 5-year, $50 million contract. The Lakers haven't found a coach yet. I do feel like that McCann's thing about DJ Redick is low key becoming true. Clippers got eliminated. All these teams got eliminated. If you, first of all, I think I said it before. If I was a coach, I know you try to get whatever coaching job you can get, but do I really want to coach a team full of like all stars? I'd rather coach a team like OKC or a team like Orlando. I want a team that's up and coming who will listen to my voice. I don't want a team like the freaking out. It was Vogel's first year and he gets fired with the Suns. I'm sorry that Bradley Beal didn't fucking play well. Like I'm surprised that they couldn't compete against the freaking best defensive team in the league. Like what do you want to happen? So I don't agree with that firing. The Darvin Ham one, first I disagreed with it, but then I seen like the records and I'm like, you know what? I can kind of see it. Maybe they need more of a veteran coach. They may need a veteran coach. But if you had to choose, who has the most saddest future? The Clippers, the Lakers, and I'll tell you, the Lakers, they have 3 draft picks now, like not this coming season, but if they ever want to trade, they could trade 3 draft picks starting June. The Clippers have no draft picks, like at all.
I already know my answer. I already know my answer.
Suns have no draft picks for the next like 10 years. And
There you
then
go.
the Bucks.
Suns.
So you think the Suns have the worst future?
The Suns have Bradley Beal getting paid 5 years, $251 million, and he's third highest paid player in the NBA. Third, Bradley Beal. You know who else on that list for top 5 highest paid players? I think Devin Booker as well.
Yeah.
Phoenix Suns are done with a no trade clause contract for Beal.
Who's next taking 2 years contract? Making 60 mil? Crazy.
Who's taking that contract? And Beal's 32?
You can't trade him.
Who's taking that contract? I mean, if that was attached to Edwards, people are like, hey, 250, 5 years, shit, we'll take that. We'll take that attached to Edwards, right? But to Beal, even if it was LeBron, I feel they would take that contract, LeBron, right now, 5 years.
Right.
They would over Beal, no trade clause.
Yeah.
Bruh, Phoenix is done. They're done.
Yeah.
They're done. Everyone else has more hope than Phoenix, to me, period.
And the only future Phoenix has, and it sounds even worse when you say it out loud, because you don't have your own draft picks. Like, you don't have your own draft picks hurts you, because the best thing for you to do is trade fucking Devin Booker. Do it. Just do it. Because at least you'll get some. Like, you trade them to teams like the Jazz or like, heck, OKC won't do it, but a team like the Jazz, let's say, they have draft picks. They'll give you multiple draft picks for this guy. You can trade like 4 draft picks for Devin Booker, but you have none. You have none. So you can't, like you said, you can't trade Bradley Beal. You just can't do it. He has no trade clause. And
Phoenix needs to call OKC and be like, hey, we're trying to shop Booker.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Them, like any team with multiple draft picks, that's who you call. That's who you call. You need to get your draft capital back. You have 0. I don't know what made you think that was a smart deal. It isn't at all a smart deal to make.
I hope the super team era, whatever, is going down.
Right.
Because teams are realizing like, oh, Kyrie and the Brooklyn and Harden go over there and now Phoenix is like, it only really worked a couple of times to win rings, right? LeBron, KG in Boston, right?
Yeah.
LeBron in Miami, and then what else? What else super team worked?
And KD, that's it.
That was it, right? 2?
KD.
KD. 3. KD and G State. 3.
Yeah. And these are top echelon talents. The next time a super team can work, it has to be a top 10 player going to play with another top 10 player. That's not happening. It's just not. And the league is too deep.
The super teams 2 top 10 players or 3 top 15 players?
I say 3 top 20 players. It's probably
okay. That's better. Yeah.
Right. Like if you tell me this is KD, like prime KD and prime Beal, no, I'm telling you this is a better team. But this is not 2 injuries in Beal and an injury and a half from like Durant. It's just not the same, right? Like if you tell me prime LeBron with AD currently is beating the Denver Nuggets. They
Yeah,
just
Prime
are,
LeBron. Yeah, yeah.
right? Prime LeBron never lost to a team unless the other team had legit multiple Hall of Famers on their squad in the Spurs and in G State. And heck, even in Dallas, right? Yes, I wasn't prime kid, but Jason Kidd
That
was there.
wasn't Prime Kid, but that was
It was and the squad was just defensively sounded, and LeBron just had was shook in the playoffs. Honestly,
Dirk was still doing his thing. Dirk was still Disco Dirk in 2011. Did still he was
right?
still Disco Dirk.
Exactly. The team, I think, it's crazy. I think the Clippers, I want to include them having a not so bright future because heck, the Bucks still got Giannis. They still got Lillard. You still have Giannis, who's still in his prime. Arguably, some would say the best player in the league. Some would say second best. He's still that guy. It's
Yeah,
not
Giannis is whatever you put him. He's one, two, or three. Let's keep
right.
it.
And then you have a guy like Lillard. We both know Lillard is still nice. He may not be that version of Damian Lillard anymore, but he's still Damian Lillard. Let's just put that respect on him. The Lakers, you know what? They have some cap space if they trade, if they do something with D'Angelo Russell, and they can make things work for them. So I think they should
D'Lo's
be
forever getting
okay.
passed. D'Lo's forever getting passed around the league.
Yeah, because no one and mind you, he had a really good season, regular season, really good regular season, and the stats would show that he had a pretty good regular season. But the Clippers, they're not. Paul George is not staying. He's not coming back.
That's a super team with three top 20 players. You would say
Not anymore. Harden,
he's now top 20.
no, I don't think so. I have to think about it, but like I'm putting even in shooting guard wise, I'm putting Donovan Mitchell over him. I'm definitely putting Anthony Edwards. I'm putting Booker over him. Like I'm putting guys over Harden. Still, I
Putting
don't
Butler
think
over him, shooting guard.
who?
Butler.
Yes, yes, easily, right?
Wow.
So I'm putting a few guys over him. So I don't know that team is they're not reliable. Like you're relying so much on Kawhi to be healthy. You might as well just tell the man not to play the whole season and come back in the playoffs.
That's actually a pretty good idea, actually. But then you're
Just
gonna be paying a man like 40 million to play like 16 games. It's crazy.
let him play the last like 15 games so he can get his like mojo going, and then that's it. We gear him up for the playoffs.
You
But
put him on
legit,
the last 15 games, you gotta give him a minutes restriction too.
and like Paul George, they gave him a contract, and but from what I hear, he wants like a max, and they've offered him lower than the max. And I would understand from his point is like, yo, I came here to be the second guy, and I'm doing number one guy stuff. Like why? Like I didn't, and my game is like sometimes the number one type of game.
It's true.
So, but I think he may go to Philly. I think he may go to Philly. Paul George in Philly, you don't like it?
Are we moving Tobias?
Well, Tobias' contract is done, so his
Okay,
contract.
they're not
Yeah, Philly
selling.
has 60 mil. They're getting a star.
Well, actually, I like the PG. You have Maxi. You have Lowry there still. That's an actual point guard that will facilitate
Yeah,
and
even if he's
take
coming off
guards
the
to the
bench, it's
line.
not bad.
Yeah, the bench has Buddy Hield. I think who else on the bench? I was about to say Niang. He's on Cavs. Who's on the bench? I think DeAnthony Melton.
Yeah, and he was injured this year. I think he can go there, and yes, Embiid can get hurt, but you can rely. I feel like you can almost rely on. No, I don't. Both of them get hurt, Kawhi and Embiid, but at least he has a Maxi there, who's like a budding star, growing, but growing.
And a
So
star. Don't say budding. Don't
yeah,
hate.
so he's growing as a star. So the last thing I want to talk about was kind of two things. Bronny James is staying in the draft. He's not. He's not going back to college. He's gonna stay.
Okay.
He got cleared, so good to him to get cleared. Do you think? Because my next one is a much larger top, a little bit longer topic, so to speak. But Bronny, should he go back to college or he should go into the NBA draft?
There's no need for you to rush. Your dad is the face of the league.
Right.
Go to college because just go to college.
Yeah. To me,
And
you're
get
not ready yet. And then, but someone said this one thing, which is like it's true. There's probably executives who are gonna boast him and be like, no, you're ready, you're ready. But they're gonna put him in their G League. So if Bronny's in their G League, okay. So guess what that G League team's gonna have a lot of fans watching the game
It's true.
because Bronny James is there.
It's true.
So executives are thinking about the bread also. And LeBron wants to play with his son. So the Lakers are probably going to draft him, find a way to draft him, find a way to trade for him. He's going to get
If this
drafted.
really happens, that would be amazing to see. I'm not gonna lie. That'd be amazing to see.
Right?
I'm not
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it would be. But imagine like if the Raptors drafted Bronny, that man's gonna play in Mississauga. Guess who's in Mississauga now? Oh, LeBron's coming to watch his games.
That's
Savannah's
gonna
coming.
draw people. That's gonna draw. Yeah,
And you know how people are. They're gonna want to see this. His high school games are packed. People want to see the G League games as well. So I think he's definitely gonna get drafted. I don't know, probably second round. Now, speaking of the draft, Atlanta Hawks won the draft. They're the number one. They had the like one of the worst odds of winning, and they ended up winning. Just want to say, sorry, Detroit, losing 28 games in a row, whatever you lost, didn't work out for you
didn't fucking work.
at all. Didn't work out. Toronto lost their pick. I don't care. We'll talk about it in our next pod about Toronto losing their pick because I think I have all day to talk about Toronto losing their pick. Detroit, like I said, sorry about that, guys. Washington has like the second pick or whatever. So to me, I don't know. Yes, Atlanta, you got number one. I don't know what your plan is. Like, what do you think Atlanta should do? Like, they're not going to trade the pick. I don't think so, unless
They
you're going to get
shouldn't.
a star.
I don't know who's really in this draft, but they need to trade Trae Young.
That's what's going to happen.
They need to trade Trae Young.
There's already thoughts of you trade him to San Antonio. San Antonio gives you probably their eighth pick. So they give you their eighth pick and probably the funny thing, San Antonio has Atlanta's draft picks from trading Dejounte Murray. They can just trade those picks right back to them. So at least you get your picks back so you can be bad.
True.
So then you get probably Alexander Sarr, but there's another Frenchman. He's a small forward. I think you go for him. He may not be great, but his upside is a small forward's upside is always better than a power forward's upside, especially nowadays in the league. So Alexander Sarr is going to be like a nice fourth option on a team, like a third or fourth option. He's not going to have that skill set. Like he could be like a Jaren Jackson Jr. Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Not bad because I fuck with JJ.
But he's not like your
Yeah.
second option. He's your do everything guy. Right? So sometimes you got to have those. And I think that's what Alexander Sarr will be. The small forward, I just think if you told him it's his team, I think if you tell a lot of guys it's their team to get better, like Devin Booker, it wasn't his team in Phoenix, but when it became his team, he got better from it. You train better, you make more money, you become it's a whole thing. So I think that's something Atlanta should do, but definitely look into trading Trae Young. For sure, trade that guy. Trade him and get that eighth pick. So now you have one, you have eight, you get your draft picks from next year. Heck, if the chips fall, you still get a top 5 pick. You can get I think his name is DJ or AJ. I think it's AJ. Like he's a college guy. He's gonna go to college this year. AJ,
Okay.
you can go for Cooper. There is
Shout out
Harper Jr. or Harper, not Harper Jr. But like Ron Harper's son is in that draft. Like it's gonna be a lot of guys who have a lot more upside potential. So it's gonna be good. But once again, Raptors, I'm glad you lost your pick because I don't care for you guys to keep that pick. But that's really it for this pod. We're gonna do hopefully another one this week. Any last things you want to say?
No, I think we're good for this session.
Perfect. Well, we're gonna continue watching ball, man. Ball. The playoffs have been nice. Hopefully, we get some 7-game series. Honestly, I'm not rooting for the other 3 games because I just know that it's definitely going to 6. I'm gonna pray for 7, but I'm praying Cleveland. Hey, I believe in you, Cleveland. 3-1, you're down. Let's go Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Garland. Let's tie that series up 3-3.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
just do our thing. Let's just
Don't
do
forget
it.
LeVert. Don't forget LeVert.
Let's go. Let's go LeVert. Legit. Okay, for the DM podcast, that is why yes, I am your boy Mike. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll talk again. Peace.